that an overdose of insulin can cause a seizure leading to a full arrest?
Yeah, among other things. Why? Did it happen to a patient of yours?
No, not one of mine.
You're not talking about Cooper. Oh, come on, Matt. I could have sat at home, you know? I came here to break bread with you, and all you want to discuss is saving a creep's life who held us hostage? Excuse me, but where are the hidden cameras?
It was just a simple question.
Who wants to know?
Burgess?
No.
See, I've got this theory that would completely exonerate her.
Oh, when did I become involved in this? I mean, if you want to know, ask Burgess yourself.
Doctors, is there something that you wanted to share with me?
What are you doing up so early?
I'm letting Lucy get some sleep. Seems all I do is toss and turn these days anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
That horrible feeling in your stomach, huh? Just stare at the ceiling.
Yep.
Not that I felt that before. You know, I was looking at Serena this morning, and she was sleeping so peacefully. It's hard to imagine that anything really ever happened to her. I don't know what I would do if I know this isn't the right time, but...
What do you want?
You know, last night, before I went to see Karen, you started to say...
That was only a feeling. It's nothing solid.
About the kidnappers.
It's only a hunch, really.
All right, look, Kevin, let's just cut to the chase. You don't think it's over, do you? All right, that's it. I'm getting the hell out of here.
No. No, you don't.
Aren't you? You know, you used to kick me a lot. I mean, a lot. Really, really hard. Sometimes it would even hurt. But I loved it. So much. I really missed it when it stopped when you were born. And then Scott took you away. But we are all together now. Nothing's gonna change that. Nothing.
When I was little, whenever I was sad, my mother used to tell me that everything would be better in the morning, and it usually was. Or I pretended. Now it's morning and nothing's better, only clearer. I know now what I have to do.
Your suitcase is still at the door. I can connect the dots.
You have to call the police. I want you to turn me in.
Well, last night I found out you're a kidnapper, and now you ask me to turn you in? What's gonna be next?
Jake, I sat up all night, and I was thinking about how you must have felt hearing about all that stuff Rex said about me.
Yeah, like it would have been a big thrill to hear about it from you.
That's not what I meant. I wanted to tell you. Oh, God, that's not what I meant. I sat up all night thinking about how Rex told you all that stuff about me. And even though you were so mad, you still stood up for me.
Yeah, well, you know how us chumps are.
You're not a chump.
You could have fooled me.
You stood up for me like you always do. And you kicked Rex out. You weren't even thinking about yourself, and that's what scares me, is that you don't think about yourself, so I have to. Listen to me. Rex isn't gonna stop until he's ruined everything.
Oh, well, for better or for worse?
I know how hard you've worked to be a doctor. And you could lose everything. For what? Me? You have to call the police. Call the FBI.
If that's what you want, why don't you just do it yourself?
Listen, if it's not over, if the kidnappers had more than ransom on their mind, if whoever did it isn't on the other side of the world right now, and if Stanton and Danielle showed up in Port Charles out of anything more than a coincidence, do you really think that running away to Canada is going to stop anything?
Well, I'm not gonna live in some little iffy world here, all right? I can disappear. People disappear every day, and they live happily ever after.
Like who? Luke and Laura Spencer? Do you want to give Serena that kind of a life?
You leave them out of this.
Fine. What do you think this would do to Lucy?
She'll get over it.
You wouldn't even have Serena if it wasn't for Lucy. You never would have gotten her back if it wasn't for Lucy.
Come on, we've been over this over and over and over.
Sure, you just don't give a damn. How many times does she have to lose?
Do you know what you're asking me to do?
If I thought running away was the answer, Scott, I'd be out on the tarmac right now fueling your plane. But running away isn't going to get Serena to remember whatever it is that she's trying so hard to forget. And that big wide world that you think is so safe, believe me, it's the biggest prison that you're ever going to know.
I should have just left when I got her back.
Scott, when you told Serena that Lucy had given birth to her, it was like you threw a lifeline to Lucy. You can't take that back now.
Well, you got me there.
Let's just tell Burgess what Burgess needs to know.
We were just discussing how much we were growing and learning under your inspired leadership.
Dr. Scanlon, if you're through poisoning yourself with that power breakfast, would you mind?
I actually wanted to get an early jump on rounds anyway. God, I love the smell of ether in the morning.
You know, Joe knows what the deal is. She doesn't have to 86
So,
him.
what's going on?
It's this case that the Cooper's family's brought against you.
Some may appreciate your persistence. I'm sure that it served you well. But in this situation, my situation, it's officious, presumptuous, and profoundly irritating.
It's not even 9 o'clock.
You know, this internship will be difficult enough for you, so choose your battles, wage them fearlessly, but make sure they are yours to fight.
Aren't you just a teensy bit curious about it?
The medical review board will investigate every possibility.
Yeah, that protects the hospital. But hey, maybe they're a bunch of nice guys looking out for everybody's well-being. What do I know? I'm just an intern. But maybe they're not. And maybe, just maybe, Cooper did this to himself.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Cooper knows the contraindications. He knows the result of an overdose.
Oh, now I would avoid blaming the victim for his affliction.
Well, so would I. But this is Greg Cooper we're talking about.
You know, we won't even get into how he managed to get his hands on the insulin.
Okay.
Or how he supposedly injected himself. How in the world do you prove it? You can't detect it with a blood test.
We see that's true. But I've been thinking. Now, the guy is very manipulative. He's very crafty. Every detail of that hostage taking was carefully planned.
Except for Audrey Hardy.
Well, even then he didn't lose his cool. So let's just say that he faked the first seizure to skip the psychiatric evaluation.
Not admissible. His lawyers say that the second seizure is proof of the first and of my negligence. And theories are not proof.
You know, it almost seems like you want to lose this case.
Assumptions, Dr. Harmon.
But don't you care?
Why don't you just concentrate on your own career? You've got enough to worry about.
That's the second shot of friendly advice you've given me. Do you care to clarify?
No. As a matter of fact, I don't.
Well, who says I'm giving you a choice?
You know, that is a chair, not a throne. Look, just don't be late for rounds. Morning thunder to go.
You know, Lucy went through every kind of hell while Serena was gone. Stress couldn't have been good for her, and it sure wasn't for our baby.
Damn it.
I want to nail these people as much as you do. But please, give me some time to find out what's going on.
If there's a chance that Serena's in danger...
Then I'll drive you to the airport myself. But just hear me out. If something were going to happen to Serena, why would the kidnappers return her to you?
Yeah, well, they want something else. What?
Maybe Serena knows. Let me spend some time with her.
Scott? Where are the chocolate chips that I wasn't supposed to eat? Remember? And we kept them in the back of the freezer. That's right. So what is going on?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, it's a very nice try. Oh, by the way, I'm keeping my eye on both of you.
Okay. We're only keeping her out of this because she's fragile, all right? As soon as she's stronger, we tell her everything.
Fine. Listen, I'm gonna go out for a while. There's something I gotta take care of. I'm gonna leave Serena with you.
Good. Thank you. One more thing. I don't want Lucy upset right now. I know you're worried about this Danielle, but Lucy's gotten a little attached to her.
Well, don't worry, because, I got plans for her later.
I was gonna call the police or leave while you were sleeping.
I didn't sleep last night.
Rex meant what he said. If I even look at him wrong, he's gonna take it out on you. But if you turn me in and I back you up, I think you'll be okay.
I said I wouldn't turn you in, and I won't.
But Rex said...
These are threats from an insane man. What's he gonna use for evidence?
He'll make the proof against you, and he'll never leave a fingerprint.
Rex can't do anything unless we let him. He's got you right where he wants you, running scared.
I thought about Rex last night, and I was blaming him for everything, but you know what? It's my fault. How could I have been so stupid?
Where did Rex come from?
He came from nowhere. And it was at a time when I really needed someone. He was different at first. He sent flowers, my birthday. He took me to plays that I couldn't even afford. He even dropped groceries off. He even helped me with my rent. And he told me that the Stantons owed me a lot.
Was it the money?
Yes, partly. I was alone. It was after my mother died. And all of a sudden I have this uncle, and he told me that the family hadn't treated him well either. You wouldn't understand that. You have a family. You belong to someone. You know who you are. All I have are snapshots.
And then came Rex.
But he didn't care about me. And I didn't realize that until I was into it way too deep.
I just have one question.
What? I'll do anything. Anything you want to know.
Why didn't you come to me?
When? And say what? That I set it up from the beginning? I didn't want to lose you. But I've already lost everything. I lost the way you used to look at me.
Turn it around then.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. But when I'm through with him, he's gonna wish he never met you.
Are you gonna go to work?
We gotta make it look like nothing's wrong. Unpack your bags. Get rid of the CDs and anything else he's given you.
All right.
And no more lies. Whatever he tells you, whatever he does, I gotta know about it, everything. Whatever we're gonna do it together, okay?
Okay.
you.